Hey folks, welcome to another part 2 video. In this one, I underestimated my hop alpha acids and I overestimated my boil kettle volume. Take a look at this cluster. Today I'm making a cream ale. It's a recipe I made several times last summer trying to lock it down, and I've got it pretty close. We'll take a look at the recipe coming up in just a bit. Right now though, we've got grains to crush and strike water to heat up, so let's get busy. For anybody curious about grain storage, I use a Vittles Vault. Got it from the pet store, keeps your grain nice and dry. For weighing my grains, I use a Rapala fish scale. Just hang my bucket from the scale, pour it in. For finer measures like ounces, hops, and those kind of things, I've got a smaller digital scale I use for that. My grain bill calls for 14 pounds, 8 ounces of 2-row. I'm using Brees Brewer's malt because it was on sale at the local homebrew store. Okay, strike water is up to temperature, and I'm going to transfer it from the hot liquor tank to the mash tun. 6.6, a little over 6.5 gallons is what I'm going for. I'll keep an eye on my sight tube here on the side, and let's go. Now my grain bill is 14 pounds, 8 ounces of 2-row. And then I'm going to add my corn and my rice. Here's 3 pounds of flaked maize. Let's give that a stir. Alright, the mash is up to temperature. My timer has begun. I'm going to mash this for 75 minutes. Let's take a look at the recipe. 78.4% 2-row, 16.2% flaked corn, and 5.4% flaked rice. The hops, I have always used lemon drop, and it turns out great. But I wanted to see what Saaz gave to this. Maybe give it a little bit of a lager feel, a Pilsner feel. And then I read that Saaz and Styrian Goldings mix very well together. So I'm mixing Styrian Goldings and Saaz, 1 ounce each for the bittering shot at 60 minutes. And then an ounce of Saaz in the last 15 minutes. And my bitterness comes right under 20. It's 18.8. The estimated color, just under 3, should be a light beer. And the gravity, Kurt did recommend keeping it at 1050 or less, and I'm at 1047 estimated. We'll see how it actually comes in. Well, here's a little problem. When I last brewed this recipe in a 10-gallon batch, it was with my 15.5-gallon kegels. The boil volume is 14 1/4, just a little bit shy of that. These are just 15-gallon kettles. So when it got to 14-ish, 13.5 or so, it started coming out of the whirlpool arm fitting here. So I had a little bit of spillage. I've got a very full kettle. What are you going to do? Alright, warts and all, I'm going to show you all my mistakes. Told you about the volume miscalculation. Obviously, with that much wort in the kettle, as soon as it started to boil, I had a boil over. All right, here's another miscalculation I made. The hops that I bought don't match the alpha acids of the recipe. I just pulled hops out of the Beersmith inventory, and they're estimating much higher alpha acids than I actually bought. But I've got a package of Hallertau that was sitting in the refrigerator, and if I add that to my hop schedule, I should be real close to the 18.8% IBUs I was looking for. Matter of fact, I recalculated, and it looks like 18.7% is what this might be. So, crisis averted, lesson learned. Always check the alpha acids on the package against what you put into your software. Once again, just waiting for the timer to go off. Right there. Boil is done. We can turn off the heat and start the chilling through the counterflow chiller. It is brew day +1. I pitched the yeast at about 8 o'clock last night. And about 12 hours later, I've got some activity showing in the airlocks. There's some nice krausen on top of the fermenters. I'm using my glass carboys, which I try to use as little as possible because they're awkward and heavy and difficult to clean, prone to breakage. But I'm using them because my brew bucket is already in use with the the porter that I made on Monday, April 29th, a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, this is where I ferment, in the basement. It's a mess, but it's got what I need here. Forgot to turn the valves on again.